eager to have another crack at it. So really, whichever team goes through, it's going to be exciting.
Well, interesting that Selfless chose Nepal to go right back into it. They were just here for 5 rounds straight, so perhaps they feel that they've got the momentum, winning 2 rounds in a row. They can carry that through and try to win 3 more against EnVyUs. But we're starting out on the Sanctum. Last time that was the middle stage, so potential to see Sanctum twice here. Going to see if EnVyUs will try to mix things up. I think Orisa or Junkrat, as rare as they are, have both been played in recent times. So looks like EnVyUs already loading up, though, a pretty typical composition. Mickey on the Genji, I don't expect to stay, since Taimu on the Roadhog as a solo tank just doesn't make sense. Over on the other side, Selfless most likely sticking with their guns. Sinatra starting on the Tracer instead of Zarya, though, and Defran asking for a pause. We'll just reiterate that so we can make sure our admin gets the message here. But sometimes he's got to take care of other duties while the maps are loading in, so hopefully he catches that in time. Oh, it's not. It's a different lobby host. Okay, so...
I'll blame Jake anyway, though, because so we're just asking for a pause here. Nothing. Well, hang on a second. 5 seconds left to go. It really would be worth going for a quick pause here. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Ever so slightly awkward. We might get pushed back to the lobby. Never mind. As a result, we have some interesting compositional choices coming out here, and Defran hasn't actually picked a hero yet, so we're just going to go back to the lobby. All is well.
Yeah, so I'll explain the situation here. Basically, earlier in the day, we had a bunch of matches off stream, and to make up for that, we got some people to record VODs of the other matches so that eventually we can see what actually happened in those matches. So when we joined the series in progress, we had a different lobby host than normal. He was not paying attention, obviously, when pause was asked for. So
I think his keyboard just would actually stop functioning. He had to plug it back in.
Either way, not our fault. not typical production fault, but
that was excellent timing, by the way. It was like 3 seconds after we started. He's like, I finally got it to work. Oh wait, hang on a second. It's all good.
Okay, so everyone's back in lobby now, and we'll be jumping right back into Nepal. Version 2 here. That might break up the Selfless momentum a little bit to have to get stalled like that, but it actually was Defran's absence that was the reason they had to go back to lobby anyway.
Oh no, it's back in Sanctum. Very nice.
Oh, good luck. That's great. Actually, I think you can pick the starting stage even.
I'm not sure if they have, though, in this custom game, but either way, it's worked out rather well for us, so all is good.
Yep, either way, we're going to get a look again at these teams lining up, and Mickey, again, she's a hero I really don't expect to come out. May has just not been seen here on Nepal in quite a while. She used to be ever-present, actually, here just because you can wall off these spawn openings very, very easily, and Blizzard used to be just incredibly powerful. But as the meta has evolved, we've been seeing her less and less just across the board in professional Overwatch. But just 25 seconds here until we get started. A nice BO3 for us. Everyone, please, in the chat, let me know who you would like to win or who you expect to win. Press 1 for Selfless, press 2 for EnVyUs, and we can gauge who actually has the crowd's favor here.
And Kresnik actually furnishing us with a story about the time where he had his pause button somehow also bound to him using his ultimate, meaning if the team actually needed to pause, he would instantly use his ult if that was available. Awkward.
Okay, well, either way, we'll get there. We'll get there. Doors are open now. Everyone running up on the ledge side here to meet each other. And even though there's a Lucio on both sides, it's kind of awkward because EnVyUs show up to the usual battle point first, and Selfless are just not wanting to take that fight at all. Taimu still gets a hook combo onto Dak to start things off.
Mickey getting so much damage. I'm not quite able to get anything with the Halt, though. He finally gets taken out from Defran, who's done a very good job of just kind of peeping every so often, knowing that consistent damage is out there. And that means they're going to be standing on the point, but very close to actually taking it. But Selfless will only get about halfway.
All right, Defran gonna find a kill there onto Louis in the Soldier duel, but it's still gonna be EnVyUs stomping on the point first. Only Kresnik stands in their way if they can happen to get him down, but Dak and Defran have both showed up now as well to help battle it out. Harry Hook gets the boop onto Kresnik finally to remove him, but EnVyUs still have not claimed the point, and Selfless have had enough time to get back in.
managing to use the Fortify. Mickey continuing to put more tanks and more hit points on the point now. They do manage to flip it, and that means, oh, hang on a second, Defran trying to come in with the Nano Visor. There we go, managing to pop that. Not really finding too many targets at the moment, though, and Soundbear actually coming out on the other side. EnVyUs doing a very good job of staying alive, and Taimu now with the whole hog. He's nanoed as well. These guys are absolute monsters, but Emong comes in with a double. Defran finally breaks through for another kill, and it looks like a little bit of momentum has been gathered.
Emong finding those kills certainly helps out. Orisa is the only player left here as he gets powered down there. Emong also collecting that kill. Mickey did a pretty good job there. 26% is a decent enough start for EnVyUs, but of course they're going to have to battle back now. And Louis has the tactical visor ready to go, so that will be their primary tool to get this job done. Triple tank plus soldier with Orisa. It's kind of an interesting one. I don't imagine Selfless is going to try and give them too many opportunities to take a dive, though.
Exactly right. Mickey will be looking for those early picks if he can. Of course, everyone is wise to halt, but that said, in the heat of battle, always very, very easy to accidentally get picked off. So Mickey doing a very good job, basically zoning for the rest of the team right now, keeping everybody honest and keeping them split up. Dak actually using the sound barrier there, getting most of the team. Michael 3D not getting it, but he is out of harm's way off the back of the corner. That should be fine. Louis getting the kill onto Sinatra using the tac visor. That's going to be it for now. But Mickey managing to grab the double. That's what we were waiting for.
Mickey as Orisa can just always be shooting. It's almost like a second soldier in that regard, where you can finish off those low health targets quite quickly instead of having to load up another rocket, for example, from a Pharah, something like that. So the consistent damage paying off there for EnVyUs as they clear the point. There's multiple ults here, though, for Selfless to try to battle back. And Sinatra still on that tracer. Defran with the tactical visor ready to go means they could hit them from basically any point.
Gypsogen has got the nano boost available to try and keep a hold off this point. That is still the only ultimate on the team at the moment. Maybe potential to use it together with a whole hog. We've also got the sound barrier available, so a lot of survivability coming in here from EnVyUs to defend the point. They're up to 53% and will actually surpass Selfless. Now they did a good job. Selfless, oh, Sinatra using the pulse bomb, not quite able to get the kills, but Dak grabbing the boop onto Louis to start things up, and they have got 4 ultimates available. There we go. Defran now using the nano visor. Let's see what he can get done.
Well, there's a big shield in his face, and Orisa can just drop another one whenever she feels like it, so doesn't get a whole lot. Chips does go down, but EnVyUs still in full control here, 72% and rising. Emong and Defran both much less effective because of the constant Orisa shields. They can be very annoying with 900 health each, and Orisa still just hanging out on the point, blasting people down. Kresnik gets booped off again. Harry Hook grabbing a second environmental kill there onto the Reinhardt.
Doing tremendously well. Environmental kills Orisa, and as well as Lucio just being absolutely brutal here, of course. Haven't seen too many hooks into the pit at the moment, and here we go. The Selfless offensive has begun. Sound barrier to start things off. Dak trying to find a boop of his own, but can't quite wall ride behind that massive tank. Earthshatter coming in, Emong and Dak both going down there, and Coco finishes that off. We're into overtime, and nobody else is on the point. EnVyUs now looking to finish it off.
Man, nothing better. Oh, the environmental kill at the end drops everybody into the pit. Louis actually killed Defran on the way down, but I was going to say nothing better than finding a bunch of squishies in front of you with that Earth Shatter loaded up. If there's no barriers in front of you, it's guaranteed kills, and Coco hits a nice shatter to seal the deal on that one. The environmental kills are the cherry on top, but we've got Shrine loaded up next here with EnVyUs taking a pretty significant 1-0 lead. I think they did not really look to be in danger too often there after the first couple of fights.
The double shield there on Sanctum is just very difficult to deal with. Another reason why Orisa, I mean, Holt obviously is the main one, but if you're only defending from one angle and Reinhardt's got your back, the shield has so much utility when the other team are trying to get to you. So getting the point first just makes it that much more difficult. Now compare that to Shrine, for example, where there are so many more avenues of attack, makes it a little bit more tricky with the shield. Obviously, we still will be using the Reinhardt in Kresnik and Coco, but there will be more places for them to get attacked from.
Well, there won't be any more Orisa barriers to deal with, but Zarya can be quite frustrating as well with those bubbles, and Taimu's going to get the hook combo onto Kresnik. The rest of EnVyUs, of course, chipping in with that damage, and it's going to be a nice advantage for EnVyUs already. There's no way Kresnik's going to get back to the battle in time to be able to participate again, and Emong and Michael 3D both getting taken out. That's Taimu, 3 killing blows, 3 deaths on Selfless.
Really nicely done there. Coco as well. As soon as Kresnik got taken out, his job is just to step in, use the shield so that the rest of the team can go ahead and pick people off one at a time. And that's exactly what's happened. The point got taken. Dak and Sinatra died so much later than the rest of the team for Selfless. EnVyUs have bought themselves a lot of time.
Yeah, 10% and rising. No one really threatening them at the moment. Harry Hook actually staying a bit separated from the team to be able to call out if anyone's approaching from the high ground, but it's going to be Selfless again approaching from the main entrance here. Looks like a hook goes flying out, doesn't catch anything. Pulse bomb out from Sinatra again, does not get much damage, but Harry Hook getting comboed by Emong opens the door for Selfless. Tac Visor going to get committed by Louis. He falls extremely low on health, and he still gets 2 kills out of it.
Managing to grab a double there and actually getting the staggered kill onto Coco thanks to a very nice rocket combination from Defran. Still continuing to rush on back. It's 41%. He can't do it all himself though. The rest of his team are nowhere close, and he gets taken out by Mickey while he was occupied with Harry Hook.
As it's up to 50% now, the stagger onto Defran is going to hurt quite a bit. Selfless need to avoid any more hooks from Taimu. He grabs another one, and Sinatra takes this as a cue to just feed into the blender since he's going to have to rejoin his team anyway without Dak. So Selfless on the ropes here. That's going to be another 10-15% easy for EnVyUs before Selfless can fight back in, but lots of ults stacking up on both sides. Mickey's not in the battle yet, but he'll have a Graviton Surge when he arrives.
Taimu getting hooked as soon as he used his whole hog, so that was a nice initial kill there by Defran. He got credit for the kill, but really it was Roadhog that managed to pull him in. Emong doing an excellent job there, and here comes the Nano Visor to try and retake. Defran coming in looking for the kills, managing to grab one on Harry Hook. Chips goes down as well, and this should basically be a retake from Selfless. That is pretty clean from them. I don't really know what happened there, Joshy. If you cast a curse, but you start the sentence, and then Taimu gets the hook, is that like a caster premonition, or what is that? What's that class at?
It's a save for you, I think, is really what it is. If
yes,
you
fine,
start to cast or curse someone and you just happen to be wrong, that's a good thing. But we've got Taimu actually approaching from the side, looking for a flank, but Emong's going to pop the whole hog right in the face of the rest of EnVyUs, so Taimu unable to get his assassin play, as Sinatra is going to corral him back over with the rest of his team. But everyone running in here. Earthshatter actually connects. Mickey is the only one to get flattened by it, though, and Louis finds a kill onto Sinatra. So in the end, not a huge deal. Harry Hook uses the sound barrier to keep everyone alive, and the Graviton Surge from Mickey does get the job done. EnVyUs just mopping the floor now, getting all those blood stains off of their beautiful shrine as they go up to 92% and climbing.
So nice, by the way that played out. Mickey on the floor. Defran almost got the kill. Nope, sound barrier. And then Taimu went over there, one-on-one soldier duty, managing to take him out in the duel as well. Working so well together. An excellent communication from Envy. Over time, it ticks down. They just about managed to contest again, but all of the kills are going in one direction. Louis getting on the board. Kresnik picking up the constellation there. Managing to get a second one as well. And he's actually still alive. Oh my goodness, they're going to do this.
Wow, the nano boost actually helped out quite a bit there as the extra damage really added up. Sinatra was able to just get those low health targets finished off, and Roadhog and Tracer just being best friends, they're able to clear out EnVyUs 45% and climbing. It looked like EnVyUs had it locked up though, as they used several ults to get the job done. Now they have nothing to work with, but neither does Selfless. So we're gonna have again just a raw battle here, and whoever's ults come online first could turn the tide.
We could also potentially have one junk rush from EnVyUs, get as many ultimates as they can and come back for a second run. But knowing them, they're going to want to do this in one. Louis asleep on the left-hand side, not really able to do much. Trying to get the pulse bomb off on him. He gets woken up and he gets Taimu instead. First 2 kills now going the way, and Sinatra managing to grab a second as well off his own. This is looking excellent for Self to start off with, but Louis has got attack visor available, and Mickey, Chips, and Coco will both have ultimates available for the final push.
Sinatra really showing up here in the latter stages of the shrine. Earlier on, he was getting dealt with a bit easier, and now it seems he's found his spacing that he needs to prioritize against EnVyUs to not get hooked or to not get bashed by Coco, for example. So Kresnik with the Earthshatter ready to go means Coco and him will have a little bit of a duel, but Mickey's Graviton Surge is sure to be pivotal here.
And here we go, an excellent Earthshatter catch Coco and Chips. Both of them are going to go down. Really nice pulse bomb as well, but Taimu has the Nano Hog on the point. He is zoning people. He grabs a double of his own, but he can't do it all himself. Sinatra comes on, and we have Soldier 76 in the form of Defran, able to take it back 1-1 as they make a point of their own against EnVyUs.
Wow, it wasn't too long ago that Envy were sitting on the point with like 99-60 and were able to have one more fight to be able to win the stage, but Selfless managed to grab it back, deflect them multiple times, and bring themselves here to the village with a 1-1 score line. So keeping it interesting for us for sure. A look at the compositions across the board. It looks like no changes here. I see Taimu actually just now flipping over to the Pharah and Louis onto the Tracer. Louis is a very skilled Tracer, so excited to see what he can get done. Chip's also going to flip over to the Mercy to join Taimu in the skies. And in the opening fights here on Village, the Pharah Mercy combo can be quite devastating because you're shooting rockets into pretty small chokes to get the job done with no ultimates available on either side. That damage adds up very quickly. So expect to see Taimu shooting down at the squishies. Sinatra already getting taken out. That's incredible.
That's another beautiful cast of premonition from there, Joshy. Expect to see Taimu kaboom. That was beautiful. And he's already up to 20% on his ultimate as well, so doing phenomenally well. Now basically targeting people as they come out of spawn. EnVyUs with an explosive start here on Village.
That was ridiculous. I couldn't have predicted that happening so quickly. He hit the best target possible with Sinatra coming out of the gate first. But the point is still under contention, though, and he's already back into play because the kill was so early. The point wasn't even available. Selfless are still going to grab it first.
Yeah, everybody was on the point, and the only person trying to contest from EnVyUs' point of view was Taimu, and obviously he can't show that big a face on the point there. It's just very difficult because he's so squishy, so you're going to have to move back. EnVyUs able to get a really sexy early kill there. Unfortunately, though, they can't get the point when it mattered.
Yeah, just a couple of unfortunate deaths. Louis and Chips, I think, were the first ones actually down in that fight as Sinatra was making his way back. But Sinatra going to be able to call out the tanks here, approaching from EnVyUs, so they've got plenty of forewarning. No ults available on either side just yet, but Taimu and Chips are getting closer and closer to the barrage and res. Louis finds Sinatra, the Tracer duel coming up on EnVyUs' side here. Chips is down, no chance at a res for this fight.
Taimu's still trying to get a lot of damage done, but the problem is, while he's doing that, the rest of the team on the ground just seem to be dying. Defran and Kresnik just combining so well. Soldier 76 being protected non-stop by the shield, and the Nano Visor is going to basically cement the retake on this hold. Louis can keep trying, but unfortunately he's going to go down very quickly indeed, and they resume on 41%.
Actually, John, it wasn't even a Nano Visor. Defran managed to hang on. He was
yes, he did.
Showing some discipline there and did not hit Q unneeded. So they have another tool ready for the defense here, and they've actually got 3 ults against 0 here for EnVyUs. Time actually swapping around to the Roadhog here and Chips back over to Anna.
This is going to be potentially brutal then. Let's see if Envy can retake here. If they manage to do it with no ultimates, that's very impressive. Emong and Sinatra both coming out here. Pulse Bomb not actually finding any targets, but Emong managing to get into another suit very quickly indeed. Here comes the Fran. There's the Earth Shatter as well, but that is into Sound Barrier. Envy did a good job initially of staying alive, but now the bodies are starting to stack up.
Emong, Sinatra all getting in on the action here. Taimu, Chips, and Mickey Divasuit now going to be finished off. And 80% for Selfless. They're looking untouchable here on the Village, despite, again, that very early pick onto Sinatra from basically orbit. Taimu hitting that long-range rocket was the best moment of the match so far for Envy. They're battling back now. They've got a Mickey Divasuit explosion on their side, but that's about it. Selfless don't have anything to work with, though, so it could still go EnVyUs' way. Taimu with a nice hook combo onto Anna start things off.
Overtime now beginning. 99% is currently the way of Selfless. Taimu getting the first kill. They're trading kills at the moment. It's 4v4 as things stand. Whole Hog on the point. No, pardon me. That was actually Mickey from behind. And another ultimate there trying to zone everybody out. Overtime meter going down to half and actually stop from getting back into the suit. That is going to be that. And 2-1 up goes Selfless on Nepal.
Well, this is interesting. I think before the match we were talking about how EnVyUs may be a slight favorite. I thought maybe Selfless was a slight favorite just because of their consistency lately, but at the moment still a very tense battle here, and EnVyUs, we're going to go back over to the Shrine now. They have an opportunity to try to tie things up and take it to a 5th round, but Selfless, they've won, let's see, 4 out of their last 5 rounds here on Nepal across 2 matches, so they're feeling pretty comfy here in the snowy heights of the Nepalese mountains.
They certainly have done extremely well, and the showing that they've had here is, against EnVyUs have just been superb. I think there's a chance for EnVyUs to redeem themselves right now. They certainly came very close last time around. They had very nice team coordination on Shrine, so I would expect them to give this a good run, and we have a very good shot here of making it all the way to a 5th stage.
Yeah, EnVyUs, I think they just kind of last second gave it up last time, so definitely want to try and bring it back here. Coco getting up in the face here of the enemy tanks. Got to be careful with that barrier, though, because Emong is always lurking, always looking for that hook. Harry Hook, though, is going to be the hook that gets eliminated first.
Very nicely done there, but they're still trading kills though. The pick hasn't actually resulted in a snowball at all. Louis managing to grab a kill, contributing onto Emong with Mickey getting the last hit there, so very useful indeed. Ana still in the midst of the action as Coco comes out swinging, but Sinatra doing his best and doing a tremendously good job of staying alive. He's got a pulse bomb available as well. It's Stickies, but that's onto the shield of Coco and he doesn't get the kill.
That was interesting. The pulse bomb looked like it had connected, but it kind of fell to the ground, so that was odd. But Louis is getting very, very close to attack visor here. EnVyUs do get control of the point first by the end of this extremely long fight. We've already got ults online on both sides. So Kresnik, of course, going to be the last death. He's going to need some time to regroup with his team, but they have at least a chance here to get through. Nano Visor and Earthshatter both prepared for EnVyUs. Means this is going to be a tough battle here for Selfless.
Up to 20% and with an ult disadvantage. A lot of this comes down to how good the flank is. Emong looking for the early kill, not quite able to get the hook off though, unfortunately. And Sinatra now on the flank, doing his best to hunt around. Very, very cagey to start things off. Very careful as well, wary of the Roadhogs, wary of the Tracers, and both sides just doing a little bit of poke damage.
Everyone in play now, though. Nano Visor comes out from Defran. He's shooting for some targets, but an Earthshatter from Coco sends Emong and Michael 3D to the opposite end of the map. Selfless taking care of all the kills, though, on the point. Means Coco's in no man's land. His corpse is actually going to go flying 10,000 miles off the mountain as Selfless grab it back. Yeah, 10,000 miles, John. It's a long way.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he's like, definitely in the neighboring country. I'm pretty sure I saw exactly the same thing. It was very... I mean, you've got a career in shot put if you've got an arm like that. That's all I'm saying. And now they're going to have to reset, but that's with 4 ultimates available. I make that 5 as Taimu goes ahead and comes online with the whole hog as well. So EnVyUs with the tools in the kit.
Louis looking for the Nano Visor kills. Doesn't have much to shoot at, though, and the Reinhardt shield is actually up. Oh, Michael 3D actually just barely getting caught on the wrong side of the shield there as Kresnik was booped away, but Pulse Bomb goes out on Coco. He manages to survive. He goes down to the pin eventually, but Sound Barrier out for both sides now. It's a 3v3 on the point. Still anyone's match.
Dark using the sound barrier to keep himself alive. He actually managed to get a boop kill, interestingly, so must have been quite far off to the side there. And the fight seems to be going away from the point right now as 47% has been taken and is passed as Selfless are now in the lead with Sinatra on the point defending as EnVyUs come back round.
Emong always engaging with the whole hog as soon as those enemy tanks come close, and this is going to be no different. Defran also builds up his tactical visor in the process. Selfless 61% with just that visor active means they need to dodge this Graviton Surge and whole hog the best they can to have a chance to win this fight.
I've got you in my sights.
Emong coming in once again, manages to get Taimu, but that's a nano hog Taimu. He gets taken out, not in the most pleasant of ways. Louis also managing to spot from range Dark and getting him with the rockets as well. Tracer gets hooked in too. Taimu trying his best to fight back, and it looks so close to flipping the point. Kresnik still on the point here as Reinhardt. He's going to go down as well, and EnVyUs will have take 2, but it's one and done mode here for Selfless as they're on 85%.
85% is a pretty nice start for them. EnVyUs actually collecting a couple of kills here will stagger them quite a bit, and Sinatra gets put to sleep. That's no good for a Tracer, but the Fire Strike actually rolls through him, and he's able to wake up and get out of town anyway, so no harm and no foul there on the sleeping Tracer. They're going to get back into play with Taimu actually down on EnVyUs. I'm not sure how Roadhog actually got eliminated, but this is a big opening for Selfless. The Earthshatter comes down and catches almost everybody. 4 players at least get smacked down, and that is going to be an easy cleanup for Selfless.
Stagger kill onto Louis. Sinatra thinking about following, deciding against it in the end. Spots Roadhog up there as well, but that is completely fine. 85% and counting. EnVyUs go up to 83, so both sides still with an opportunity, but Selfless at the moment with the first shot and completely closing the map out, almost getting the pick onto Taimu.
Here we go, 95%, could be the last fight. Louis is going to use the tactical visor. Sound barrier helps him into position. Roadhog and the rest of Selfless have nothing to work with. Defran is the first one down. Sound barrier going to get used here by Dak as soon as it's available. Pulse Bomb gets thrown up by Sinatra, does not find its target. There's a hook from Emong onto Taimu. They surround him and get the kill. This is a very tense last fight here as Kresnik gets surrounded on the point. EnVyUs do seem to have the body count though. 5 players still standing, and Harry Hook actually getting the boostio here, pumping out the damage on Michael 3D, but EnVyUs, of course, do have the advantage still. Nano Boost coming in onto Defran's Winston, making that swap to get back to the point quickly as not able to really find any kills with it just yet. Harry Hook and Coco doing a phenomenal job surviving.
Man, that could actually be a little bit of a swing because Nano Boost on Lucio followed by the Winston counter here. They're actually getting some kills, and this is turning into a little bit of a scrap on the point. Selfless are not going to let this go without a fight. 99% plays 83. We do not have a flip yet from EnVyUs, and it looks like, they're very, basically overtime is 1 second long right now. They're almost done it.
Louis is on the tip, but can't actually stay on the point long enough as Winston gets right up into his face. He takes one step off, and Selfless take the victory here on Nepal 3-1. And they just came off of a great return on Nepal against their previous opponents. So that's some great Nepal there. It looks like it was the wise choice, and Mickey is going to get play of the match here with his Zarya Graviton Surge and cleanup. But EnVyUs on the ropes here. They're one game away from tournament elimination, Jorisar.
Selfless certainly showing up and showing us what they are made of here, taking down EnVyUs 3-1 on Nepal. EnVyUs have asked for a tactical break, so we're going to be going to a 4 to 5 minute break, ladies and gentlemen, before we come back here with map number 2. Selfless have put EnVyUs on the brink of elimination. They will have to win 2 maps in a row now, EnVyUs, to get to their rematch against Rogue. I'm Jorisar, with me is Joshy. We'll be back with map 2 in just a bit.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Rivalcade Overwatch Rumble, the $10,000 North American tournament that has been taking place all week long. We had the qualifiers on Tuesday to bring 8 teams into the group stages, played out all the group stages yesterday, and today we are nearing the very end of our playoff bracket here. It's EnVyUs versus Selfless in the lower bracket finals here. The winner will have to take on Rogue, who are still unbeaten this year in online events. So whether it's EnVyUs or Selfless, they're going to have their work cut out for them. It's going to be Selfless with a 1-0 lead already heading into Kings Row for Game 2.
Exactly right, Joshy. And this is exciting and trying times for EnVyUs because, of course, they lost 2-0 to Rogue earlier, and losing the first map in very exciting circumstances, it has to be said, to Selfless here puts them on the brink of elimination. So they certainly have a tough road ahead. And I have to say, Selfless have been performing very consistently. They haven't like had to up their game to triple what it was to beat EnVyUs on the first map. They have just been playing like this all day long, and Defran in particular, combining with Sinatra, have just been a joy to watch.
It's interesting, again, just going back to the results today, Selfless lost to Cloud9 0-2 in the winners bracket quarterfinals. So round of 8, first match of the playoffs, they lost to Cloud9. Then in the lower bracket, LG Evil beat Cloud9 to face Selfless. Selfless had already beaten LG Evil in groups, so they beat them again. And that just leaves me with a big question mark about how strong Cloud9 actually is right now. They're able to take out Selfless, but lose to the people that Selfless beat. So it's
rock,
kind of
paper, scissors.
It is sometimes, but EnVyUs are here now, and they are 1 game away from elimination. If they do lose on Kings Row, they'll take home $1,000 and 3rd place in the event. But they obviously want to try and prevent that from happening, so they take the Kings Row here, one of the most well-known maps in Overwatch.
Defran starting on Widowmaker, but immediately switching back onto Soldier 76. Sinatra looking for the flag, going in very early on, but not quite able to get the picks that he wanted. And they're still hunting for the early hit onto Taimu. That hook could have actually been the end of him, but as a result, we have the sticky onto him instead. Taimu was going to go down. Sinatra manages to get the first kill here, and Mickey as well out of the Diva suit. This is looking really nice for Selfless to start things off. But look at this, Louis fighting back, and both of the supports getting a kill each for EnVyUs as well. This is not in the script that they wrote.
Well, it's not in the script. Who wrote the script, John? I didn't get a copy. Did you actually before we started today?
It was all the pages were kind of mixed up. No one actually knew what was going on.
Well, either way, Selfless are going to get bounced away for the first attack, and EnVyUs looking pretty good. But take a look at where Soldier is right now. Defran is actually somewhere else. He's on another map entirely right now trying to get back to this battle, and EnVyUs might not even realize it, but they've got a big advantage right here. Now, finally, Defran is getting in a position on the high ground. Harry Hook is able to Lucio his way up there, but the Tactical Visor is unleashed. He's looking for some kills, but has no one good to shoot at here. Selfless are going to march onto the point, though. The sound barrier is going to use by Harry Hook to make sure that EnVyUs can stay in the fight, though. Taimu and Mickey both finding kills. Pulse Bomb goes off in the back line, but nothing killed for it, and a nano-boosted Taimu whole hog should clean things out.
All right, and as they clean that out, let me just tell you what happened there. I was actually on Defran's view. The sound barrier came out for EnVyUs. Mickey flew up on the sound barrier Diva, and the first thing he did while holding down left mouse was wave hello.
Well, sometimes waving hello can work, but not in this case, I guess. But
chased him down, killed him.
Yeah, there we go. Multiple ults here for EnVyUs, though. A Nano Visor is not going to be available, but the Tech Visor by itself could be. Earthshatter also at the ready for Coco. He's looking for his opening. Kresnik trying to do the shield mind games here. Actually does block some of it, but Emong still gets laid down. Louis with the Tactical Visor finds Roadhog as he's staying still there, but Sinatra taking out the support. Harry Hook means they have an opportunity here. Defran on the Tracer does go down. Sinatra's playing the Zarya this time around, and Taimu still blasting away whatever he can do. Diva, Mickey protecting Chips in the backline. Dak and Sinatra are going to rush him down, though. They find the kill on the support, and now EnVy have no heals.
Very nicely done there, but they have to survive a little bit longer. They can't afford to keep losing people if they don't actually get those heals. Louis is going to help a little bit, of course, with the Biotic Field coming on in. Emon can't actually find another pick. It looks like they will have to reset. Everyone else is coming back as quickly as they can. Mickey and the baby Diva, I mean, continuing work on the point, I suppose, but here comes the follow-up attack from Selfless.
because he's out of his suit, that is definitely the cue to go, go, go. Sound Barrier and Pulse Bomb both used to great effect there, and they're down Chips and Coco at this point. Mickey is going to get back in his Diva suit, but he can't really defend the point with his team here because of the numbers disadvantage. So it takes Selfless quite a while to get the job done here. Less than a minute remaining means that they'll only have 3 minutes and 15 seconds for the second stretch. EnVyUs doing a pretty darn good job defending there, as pretty much offense is expected to take A most of the time here on Kings Road.
Looking for the early hook onto Lucio, but Dak managing to wall ride himself back onto the high ground safely there. So EnVyUs regrouping and looking for another route in. Louis potentially flanking, looking for the kill. Can't quite get Lucio, and Tracer is going to try and dart around, but she goes down very quickly. Emo almost with the hook, but Sinatra will finish the job off.
Huge Graviton Surge catching most of EnVyUs, but the Sound Barrier is going to prevent them from all getting mopped up. Earth Shatter comes through, though. Taimu gets laid down, and Emong will scoop him up and pop the whole hog to secure the kill. Coco also going down in the mix. Mickey on the run, trying to get out of here, but it's going to be Selfless surging forward, trying to get more picks if they can, but the cart itself is just being solo pushed here. Emong actually gets put to sleep, so the aggression cannot continue. They're going to back off probably towards the cart here in just a moment, but actually Defran still in the mix here, as Tracer is going to get a Zarya bubble to help him stay alive and get out. Cart itself is almost to the last stretch here.
A lot of free push through the streets phase there. Mickey might be looking to start some sort of stall and just reporting back to EnVyUs exactly what they can do. And with the shield from Coco, they will be able to start contesting. It looks like Selfless are going to have to move back just for a little bit. There goes the nano boost onto Sinatra, though, looking for the Graviton Surge. Spots it, actually stops and manages to force Coco to charge out of it, but he gets 2 kills for his pleasure.
Surprisingly enough, they're able to grab the cart back here. They took a few ults to get the job done, but Mickey still has his Diva Suit explosion ready to go. And EnVyUs, they're going to actually press their advantage. They're moving all the way towards Selfless's spawn, but Kresnik, being the first one back, obviously slows that progress down a little bit. That 2,000 HP barrier is tough to deal with, but you see a sneaky Tracer, actually no, sneaky Soldier. It's Louis up in the high ground here, trying to take some free shots down, but Genji gets up in his face. Sinatra makes the switch over from Zarya and falls extremely low on health. If Louis happens to get just a little bit more damage on him, nope, not going to be the case. Sinatra bounces back toward the cart, and the battle back on the point. Looks like heavy tank play here. Mickey still has his Diva Suit explosion in case he loses it, but Selfless have nothing to work with.
And here comes the nano boost, managing to grab a Coco to start things off with Defran, but Louis comes over the top with a triple, looking for a fourth on Emong. Good Zarya bubble, but it won't be enough to save him. And Michael 3D a little bit staggered there. He goes down as well. Everyone going to have to move on back. Defran, the last person alive. Is this going to be a stagger? He's getting quite low. Yes, it is.
With only 40 seconds left now, that death on Defran is going to hurt quite a bit, and after they've changed roles a couple of times here with Defran on the Zarya, they're nowhere close to a Graviton Surge. Sinatra is getting pretty close to that Dragon Blade, so if Michael 3D can just get a little bit more healing and damage out, they have that Nano Blade combo ready to go, while Harry Hook is the only ult available here on the side of EnVyUs. Taimu will have a whole hog in just a moment. As this battle ensues, we've got Louis in the back line taking 3 shots down at Selfless, while the whole hog in the front line forces them back toward him.
Sinatra looking for a way in sideways, trying to spot a way to come in with the blade. He has the ultimate available now. It has to be now or never. There goes the nano boost, and the Dragon Blade will be popping out any second now, looking for the support. Nano coming out, and that's trying to go through the Sound Barrier. Manages to get the kill onto Chip. First 2 kills going Selfless's way. Coco goes down as well. This is encouraging.
There's a 3rd kill for them. Taimu goes down now as well. It's just Baby Diva and the Lucio. They get mopped up there by Kresnik, just swinging free and clear as the Reinhardt after the fight breaks down a bit. So EnVyUs, fortunately for them, they will have another opportunity to defend this cart with Coco's Earth Shatter available, and they just need to avoid the Graviton Surge. Defran plus Emong's Whole Hog could actually be a point winner here. So overtime is triggered. Envy bouncing right up to play here. Graviton Surge plus Whole Hog are out as expected, but the nade is actually going to keep everyone healthy, and Louis and Coco find the kills instead.
Wow, that was superb. A counter Earthshatter coming on in, but Taimu now nano boosted himself, trying to finish things off, and they will be able to get the kills. And that was a superb bit of defending from EnVyUs, withstanding the assault from Selfless, and they just about managed to stop the payload from getting to point 2.
This is going to be a very, very close game, I can already tell, as Selfless earlier today had a nice hold on Kings Row in just about this same position. So EnVyUs really playing scrappy Overwatch there to make sure that they didn't give up that checkpoint. And the fact that they all got caught in that Graviton Surge and still came out of victorious was all due to Coco and to Chips dropping that Bionade and keeping everyone healthy at the perfect time. So great combination, great play all around there for EnVyUs. Means that they don't have the most difficult task in the world. They just have to basically reach the second checkpoint to take this map and take it to a third game.
Selfless will be looking, of course, to full hold EnVyUs here. They have the opportunity to do it, but it is a big ask for a team this skilled. We'll see what their strategy is going to be, if they're going to be changing anything up. So far, no surprises in their choices. It doesn't look like anything is going to change for them. They, I mean, to their credit, obviously, Joshy, they get an awful lot of practice here, so I'll be very eager to see what they can do against the EnVyUs offense.
Well, Selfless, they're in a position where they can just hold EnVyUs. They can actually add that to their resume as a 2-0 against EnVyUs, even if it is an online event. And EnVyUs have primarily found a lot of success at live events. That's still a huge feather in the cap for Selfless. They've never really been able to play EnVyUs before, so to take a 2-0 win would be great for them, and of course secure them a grand final rematch against Rogue. So it's all in EnVyUs' hands now. Can they find the kills that they need? Will Selfless be able to stand up to the challenge? In 15 seconds, we will find out, but I expect Taimu to probably just launch a Sonic Arrow and switch it up. Mickey almost definitely not staying on the Widowmaker for very long, probably going to be switching over to a D.Va or Zarya himself, but Selfless are going to be using that Selfless composition as you would expect.
And this is it. If Selfless are able to hold here, they will be able to make a little bit of history for themselves as they look to close out the series against EnVyUs. Chips getting very low in the back, being forced to use the nade very early on as Defran managing to get an excellent rocket into the back lines. Taimu staying on Hanzo for now, by the way. He's inside the theater on the ground floor trying to get a couple of kills. He's actually getting picked very early on. Duck with the boop to finish him off.
Already some early kills going the way of EnVyUs. Louis finds 2 kills quickly as Roadhog, and point A is just done in a flash. Selfless, Defran trying to do his best up here from the high ground to get a tactical visor as quick as he can, but he's going to be basically surrounded by EnVyUs, and they get the late kill. Chips hits the last dart, and he dies in the middle of the hallway. That just hurts so bad to die out of line of sight like that, but that's going to be point A just mopped up, and EnVyUs are cruising now through the second phase as some long spawns come through for Defran. Even if he gets a tactical visor, he's not going to be back to fight with it for a while.
EnVyUs is saying, hey guys, I would very much like to go ahead and take this to a third map. You've done well, but it's our turn now. And on Kings Row, they are currently dominating. 5.5 minutes in total left to go as EnVyUs look to push through the streets phase. No contestation on the card just yet as Selfless look to pick themselves up and identify where the best place to engage will be.
I see some hooks flying out now and again from Louis and Emong. No targets picked up just yet, and Kresnik is actually going to lose his Reinhardt shield very quickly as this fight unfolds. Emong throws out another hook, comes up empty-handed, and EnVyUs are doing a good job actually just playing the corner, trying to get Selfless to come to them. Emong is actually looping around, so they're going to get their wish. Another whiffed hook, though, unfortunately for Emong. He's going to have to back out of there. There's a nano boost onto Coco, and he loves the nano boost. He's going to go straight forward and start hammering people down. Taimu on the Hanzo getting very close to a Dragon Strike with Mickey's Graviton Surge. That could be a game-ender combination there.
Oh man, and the Pulse Bomb looking for Chips and not quite able to find the mark by the looks of things as they continue to push forward very, very close now to the destination. 4 minutes and 20 seconds, but it doesn't even matter. They're not going to need half of that time at this rate. A massive push needs to come out right now from Selfless to stop this card from finishing.
It's right on the winning parking spot at the moment. EnVyUs are going to use the sound barrier. They already got the kill on deck. The Earth Shatters go out in both directions, but everyone on EnVyUs gets hit by it. There's no damage follow-up, though. Defran hits a Helix Rocket. There's the game ender. I told you it's the game ender because look what happens. Barriers do nothing against that Graviton plus Dragon Strike, and EnVyUs clean it up in style. Mickey even throwing out the emote there, taking it to a third map. It's going to be Lijiang Tower.
Selfless do have the advantage of winning 3-1 on Nepal, so on the control maps, they are technically up against EnVyUs at the moment. Lijiang Tower, a little bit of a different, well, very different map, but same style, and absolutely no surprise, guys. Game of the play going to Taimu there for the beautiful way in which that finished.
Go figure. The game-ending ultimate combo will get the play of the match, and it was a beautiful one. It was set up extremely well, and Selfless, really nothing they could do about it. Point A just did not work out for them at all, so it was just kind of a snowball-y stomp there from Envy in the end, with plenty of time remaining to reach that final spot. So we are moving over to Lijiang Tower now, switching modes once again. So a little bit of a mix-up there for Selfless, as they've been playing, mostly control in the last few maps. Perhaps the strategy and muscle memory weren't quite there for King's Row, but we'll be taking it back to Lijiang Tower, where all of their DPSs can just run free and do all the flanks they want at any time to find those healers on EnVyUs.
Run free in the meadows, organic, free range, all of the good ways to describe that. And Rogue, we're going to have to wait a little while longer, guys, because we are at 1-1 at the moment between Selfless and EnVyUs. It all comes down to Lijiang Tower as the third map. EnVyUs winning out just now on King's Row with Selfless, taking the first map on Nepal. It is anybody's game, and of course a best of 5 and potentially a second best of 3 against Rogue await for whoever wins here, and they would have played an awful lot of Overwatch today. Whoever's more consistent and can display that level more consistently throughout the next hour, 2 hours, is going to be able to take home the lion's share of the prize money.
It's true that Rogue have had a little bit of a break now since securing their spot in the grand finals, so they've been able to put their feet up. Wins is probably just riding a payload somewhere right now, tweeting about it, but they're just hanging out at the moment, watching this match intently to see the strategies that they may be formulating here. Selfless and EnVyUs, very evenly matched so far, even though from one game to the next, you probably couldn't tell that, as EnVyUs just kind of mopped up on King's Row. We're back to Lijiang Tower, where Selfless actually have been performing great in these control modes. So still, anyone's match. This is going to be a hype one. I think we could even see a full 5 rounds here, John.
We certainly could. I'm looking forward to the DeFran Sinatra show. But to be honest, everyone is just comfortably pulling their weight on these control points. There's no real weakness a lot of the time on Selfless. Everyone pulls their weight. You see a couple of people get picked off and you have your heart in your throat and you go, oh no! And the rest of the team are still capable of coming in and picking up the pieces and delivering when it counts. We have Mickey at the moment taking a look at Genji on EnVyUs. Still 10 seconds left to go before they lock that in.
Nah, Mickey's a giant troll. I think it should just be a caster rule at this point to never, ever guess what Mickey's going to play, because it's never going to be right. But Zarya is going to actually be exiting the spawn. But Taimu's McCree is actually the first major switch up that we've seen out of them after that brief Pharah stint on Nepal. So Lijiang Tower starting out with a little bit of a different look. Taimu trying to land those long-range shots. And EnVyUs are already on the point here, while Selfless are going to have to fight their way in.
Now moving on out. Oh, actually, very nice flashbang on the point there. Taimu, well, they do say he has good aim, and he's certainly proving it. 2 consecutive headshots onto Emong, allowing him to secure that as well. And this is an absolute roll so far for Team EnVyUs, who comfortably secure the point first here on Lijiang Tower.
They made it look easy for sure once the fight got engaged, and they just poured out that damage. Louis and Taimu hitting their shots is basically a death sentence for anyone who gets in their way. So Sinatra on the Genji now, perhaps looking to deflect some flashbangs. Emong is going to move over to the Soldiers, the rare Emong Soldier, not on Hog anymore.
No, definitely not. Very interesting swap up there. I think DeFran desperately... I believe he started by picking Soldier at the very beginning and went, actually, I do want to play this Tracer guy. I hear she's pretty cool. DeFran constantly being a thorn in the side of his enemies. So low hit points for so long, but able still to get the kills. That's 2 and counting so far in this fight.
So now that they've swapped to try to match Taimu, he's not going to switch, though, because he does have the Deadeye available. I was curious if he was going to switch it up a little bit, but we're seeing a completely different look out of Selfless, where they're off of their normal composition. It could really go any number of ways. Helix Rocket from Louis catches Sinatra on the Genji, though. Not a great start here for Selfless. Deadeye actually even connects for a kill, and the Tactical Visor is just, again, cherry on top. They used a lot of ultimates to win that fight handily, but that's exactly what happened. 60% and climbing for them.
Taimu, almost a speculative Deadeye there. He was all the way across the other end and basically inside the main market building opposite the point, and still managed to thread the needle and get the kill onto Michael 3D. So that's nicely played from him. He is in the back line looking for that odd snipe and spotting the guys on the right-hand side. He's looking to flank around now. Might get a good flashbang as well off the back of it. No, it doesn't quite get close enough.
Sound Barrier catches almost everyone on EnVyUs, so that's a ton of extra HP across the board. DeFran and Kresnik are going to get melted in the process. The point itself is being actually captured by Daka and Emong, and they do manage to flip it at the very, very last second before EnVyUs are able to get a toe back on. But that's really just going... Actually, it will help them a little bit because they were staggered already. The fact that EnVyUs will have to flip it back and then get the percentage going toward 100 means that Selfless will get one more fight. And Sinatra with the Dragon Blade is going to have to come up huge here against a Graviton and a Nerve Shatter. That's going to be extremely difficult.
Earthshatter going to be very useful here, and here come in. Are we going to use the Earthshatter? 96% and counting. He's going to save it for if anyone decides to pop around, and there we go onto Emon, completely and utterly denied. Sinatra is going to get a kill, but that is going to be it.
Yeah, Sinatra gets that first kill, but he was actually alone on the point. He had to trigger overtime long enough for Winston to get there. So the blade was out with no targets nearby. He dashed out as Winston showed up. But again, it was just one player at a time that Envy had to deal with. And they made that one look easy, John. Complete night and day compared to Nepal.
It really was. And Selfless at the moment, not looking half as effective as they did on Nepal. EnVyUs did struggle there against him. And to be honest, I don't see that EnVyUs right now. They've lost the fear. They're absolutely going for it. They're playing a lot more freely. Taimu swapping off onto the McCree. And these guys, the way they're adapting is just, they're not really focusing any one individual target that makes it look so different from Nepal. They just decided to play a bit more freely. And this swap off, Taimu able to disengage and hunt for the flankers with the flashbang might be the difference that changes the outcome of this game.
Certainly could be. The power of McCree with Taimu at the helm certainly quite deadly. So we're going to see Selfless actually rush the point while Taimu loops around the sides, perhaps looking for a Tracer or a Genji to shoot down. But Selfless are going to be back on their Selfless 6, and Dafran is going to bite the bullet. Taimu starting things off nice for EnVyUs.
Dafran was going upstairs to try and get that lovely little sniper perch, and Taimu went, ha ha ha, I don't think so, with the headshot from long range. Absolutely gorgeous stuff coming out of him there. He grabs a second kill as Louis on the ground on Soldier. The hit scan is just absolutely on point for EnVyUs right now. Once again, they're going to get the point first, and this is utter demolition. What a different game we are seeing now from Nepal.
Yeah, basically they've got a lot of room to just stare down the enemy spawn now. Since they didn't lose anybody, they can just do what they want, but it's going to be heavy tanks actually coming out now. Sinatra switching over to the Roadhog. Emong on the Diva has a little bit different look than we've seen in the past, but Sinatra, of course, perfectly capable on the Hog himself. We're going to see how Diva comes into play against that Soldier plus McCree combo, but 25% for EnVyUs, and still nobody falling very low on health. Taimu and Coco perhaps getting focused here, but the kills still adding up for EnVyUs. First 4 go their way.
Absolutely non-stop. Yeah, Harry Hook, that's 4 finishing blows. Oh my goodness. Boostio is real. Someone give it back to him. Chips, are you seeing this? This is beautiful stuff coming out of them. And of course, Envy is just continuing to roll things up. Most importantly, though, they're getting the kills one at a time. So their shot calling and being able to decide who to focus on first is great. We have the Deadeye now to start things off. Taimu looking for targets. Everyone's going to go ahead and take a little bit of a breather. Sinatra actually managing to pick off Coco in the meantime.
Louis actually had his TAC visor active at the same time, and neither Deadeye or Tactical Visor came up with anything. Sound Barrier going to catch basically everybody on EnVyUs as they catch basically everyone in Selfless in the Graviton Surge. Dafran is going to get the Nano Boosted Visor, though, finds Harry Hook. There's Taimu as well, and this is Selfless's first opportunity to flip this point back. Coco, don't use your Earth Shatter, buddy. You don't need it just yet. Perhaps if your teammates show up, you can make the decision there, but Krasnik also has a Shatter, so this is still anyone's fight.
Oh, and that Earth Shatter grabs 3 members. That was absolutely beautiful from Coco, taking your advice, Joshi, and waiting for the good opportunity for his teammates to come in with the DPS behind it, and all 3 players go down. 90% now for EnVyUs. They are pushing their advantage, and they are looking set now to go 2-0 up on Lijiang. One opportunity for Selfless to change this.
It's almost at 100%. Who's going to be the first one there? It's going to be Dak on Lucio, but he gets flashbanged on the way in and taken out by Taimu. Big Earth Shatter from Kresnik could actually work out, though. 3 kills in rapid succession. There's a 4th. Means that Selfless will actually stave off defeat for the time being, but they're going to have to deflect wave after wave of EnVyUs attacks that they're going to try and take this round.
A single ultimate changes the course of that fight. Kresnik with an absolutely gorgeous Earth Shatter there. Sinatra will have whole hog. Michael 3D is about to get his Nano Boost online as well. And Emong is not very far from the Diva Bomb, so they will have ultimates to work with here, and they should be able to fend off a wave if they're careful. Here comes Louis over the top, though, with the Nano Visor.
There's a Boostio you mentioned earlier, but it's on Dak this time, and Selfless will pay for it. Earth Shatter hitches all 4 of them to the ground there. Harry Hook, Coco, Taimu getting their kills. Diva Suit goes flying out for some desperation. Perhaps Emong just getting his suit back, but it's not going to work out anyway. EnVyUs just cleaning up there with the beautiful ultimates. That's going to be overtime drained down, and EnVyUs sitting at 2-0 means that Selfless are on the ropes for the first time in this tournament. They're facing elimination, really.
A tale of 2 Earth Shatters certainly on Lijiang Tower so far. Kresnik and Coco both absolutely on point with their ultimates and doing incredible damage, but it is he who gets the last Earth Shatter who seems to be laughing right now as EnVyUs go 2-0 up as we go into the final point, or what could be the final point on Lijiang Tower.
Yep, here in the garden stage, might see a couple of composition switches. Farah does tend to show up once in a while here, try and get those concussive blasts off the bridge, but I think teams are pretty wise to that strat at this point, and most teams have been going toward the white room or the hallway side instead as of late, and Farah's just been kind of disappearing as time goes by. But against Taimu's McCree and Louis' Soldier, you're definitely not going to expect a Farah out of Selfless, who rarely play it anyway, and EnVyUs are just going to stick to their guns literally with McCree and Soldier. Taimu has just been lighting them up so far on Lijiang.
There has been no useful answer for Taimu just yet. He's really finding his groove at the moment on McCree. Managing to get the first kill again onto Dark as 2 kills go EnVyUs' way. That first capture on the point is just so unbelievably useful. We have seen how much more often you're able to keep your momentum if you can do this versus EnVyUs at the moment are looking dominant on Lijiang.
Already Dufran taking a dive down into the waters there to rejoin his team. Selfless looking out of sorts as they still stay on their composition here, not making any switches this time. It didn't really work out for them on the night market, so I'm not surprised really, but Taimu still trying to find some shots. He's way in the back line. If anyone from Selfless is going to try to reach him, they're going to have to get through all the tanks to do it, but Sinatra is actually going to loop around the backside trying to find McCree. Taimu still in pretty good shape though, as he's being healed up by Chips. The point itself has Kresnik and Michael 3D and Sinatra all trying to battle for it. Coco up in the front lines trying to stave them off.
Almost getting booped off. Dark managing to get his way back up there. Oh no, pardon me, he was actually jumping off the bridge to basically get away from Taimu, and he is back on there, so nice little dodge from him. And Earthshatter going down on the point. A nice Bionade, actually. Michael 3D almost going down, and that is the triple kill there, so really good play coming up from Chipsogen, who manages to keep the nano boost in reserve.
Well, it's looking easy for EnVyUs. Each point seems to be better than the last here, 52% and climbing, and suddenly Selfless are looking pretty ragged at this point. Sinatra getting eliminated there by Louis at long range doesn't help matters at all. Michael 3D's got the nano boost, but no great targets to use it on. Kresnik is probably going to be their best option, but they're walking into a sound barrier and a nano boost from EnVyUs. They're going into the hallway here, but they're actually still outmanned as Sinatra just getting into play. There's a nano boost onto Sinatra. He doesn't have a pulse bomb yet, but he'll be able to generate one very quickly here. Unable to find any kills as EnVyUs just back out.
Oh, Harry Hook now managing to dodge that Earth Shatter. We don't have the follow-up. Emog with the Hog managing to pick off Coco, but that is about it so far. The rest of the teams are now on the point. It does get flipped as the start of this fight, and it looks like Selfless are going to be able to get a foothold here. Chips actually running away to immediately rejoin the team. Mickey joins him shortly thereafter, and 79% means that EnVyUs regrouping. They should still have time and a couple of fights in hand.
Selfless actually grabbing the point for the first time in a while, it seems. They should feel pretty good about that, but they've got the sound barrier and tactical visor ready to go. Mickey on the other side, though, Graviton Surge has been quite a valuable ult for them every single time they've used it. They've been able to grab 3 or 4 people in one shot. So here comes the pain train here. Selfless need to be very careful with this fight.
Dufran looking for a pick on the side, not quite able to find it there, but the ultimate may or may not change that. Mickey going straight up to him with the shield, and that's going to mean he gets completely shut down. But elsewhere, the tank of Coco goes ahead and swings away on the point, grabbing the first kill onto Michael 3D thanks to an excellent fire strike. The momentum, though, both teams really trading kills, and it's turned into a little bit of a brawl on the fight. 3 bodies for EnVyUs right now will mean it gets flipped.
It was a good grab once again, did exactly what it needed to. It actually held only a soldier, but it was a soldier with a tactical visor active. So Mickey, able to eliminate him, was just removing that threat. Even though sound barrier was out for Selfless, they still could not find the kills due to that Graviton. So 95% and climbing. It's going to be one last contest here for Selfless if they can get it done. Sinatra gets headshot, though, by Taimu's McCree. Here comes the Deadeye. It's not even necessary, though, as Kresnik was unable to get his Reinhardt foot onto the point. EnVyUs will take the map and the series 2-1 and secure at least second place and a trip against Rogue in the grand finals.
Coco grabbing play of the game here as EnVyUs complete the comeback from a map down against Selfless to win 2-1 and set themselves up on a potential rematch. And the revenge is going to taste very sweet if they're able to pull this off, but Rogue are obviously licking their lips, knowing the manner of their way they defeated EnVyUs earlier on this evening.
Yeah, as one-sided as that Kings Row looked, Rogue did the same thing to EnVyUs just a few matches ago on Numbani with a full hold on defense and a pretty easy capture on the return. But it is going to be a best-of-5 series for the Grand Finals. It's our first and only best-of-5. But at this point, we're into the top 2. Congratulations to Selfless taking 3rd place. Obviously, they were hoping for a better result and another rematch against Rogue, but they will be taking home $3,000 for their efforts in 3rd place. And again, I'm just going to explain how the Grand Finals is going to work here. In some tournaments, you get a game win automatically from coming from the upper bracket. Sometimes you force a full series reset. What we're doing here today is a best-of-5 series between Rogue and EnVyUs. If EnVyUs win that best-of-5, there will be a bracket reset, and we'll do a best-of-3. If Rogue win the best-of-5 series, obviously they will be our champions and take that first prize home.
Yeah, a lot on the line right now, but EnVyUs have at least secured a good chunk of that prize money. Rogue, obviously, based on today's results, are certainly favorites in the Grand Finals, but EnVyUs are no slouches. They have so much tournament experience, and I'm really looking forward to seeing if they can reverse things and take it to a 2nd round against Rogue here. So Joshy and Storm are going to be with you for the Grand Final, which will be starting in give or take 3 to 5 minutes time. I'm going to be dashing off for now. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys, and I'm really looking forward to these Grand Finals. If you haven't already, go ahead and hop on social media and let people know that the Grand Finals are about to take place. Massive thanks, of course, to Rivalcade, DX Racer, and Razor for making this tournament possible. We will be back with the Grand Final match in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.